I've been thinking more and more about my future, where I want to live long term, if I want to stay in Japan, if I want to go back to the States, since I just came back from the States this last time here. And I've decided I'm 100% more comfortable in the States. A lot of people, my Japanese friends, have been asking me, why is it that you're more comfortable in the States? Is it just the language? What is it? And at first I was like, yeah, like definitely the language. But the more and more I think about it, the more I realize here that at this point, where like my Japanese is pretty good. It's not perfect, it's not fluent. But when I'm hanging out with my close Japanese friends, when we're just shooting shit, I don't have to worry about Keigo. Not that Keigo is even that hard for me, like to actually use at this point, which for you guys, if you don't know, Keigo is like the honorific, respectful Japanese. It's just another layer of Japanese, and you always have to be thinking about it when you're speaking to anyone, whether they're below you or above you, older than you, a boss. You always have to be worried about what type of Keigo should I use, who's above who, who's below who, how I should be speaking right now. And that's like, when you meet someone here, you always ask, how old are you? Like pretty soon into meeting them, so then you can kind of decide like how to go about your relationship from there on. Like, should I use this Keigo? Should they be using this Keigo toward me? If they're not using this Keigo toward me, I'm gonna think some way of it maybe. And so I was thinking about that, and I realized like I'm pretty damn comfortable speaking the language here. When I'm with my close Japanese friends, where we don't like worry about any of that stuff, I'm just as comfortable as I am with my friends in the States. It doesn't make any difference to me. Like, I love those friends just as much as I love my friends back in the States. And yes, of course, it is more difficult to make Japanese friends just based on the culture and how people communicate and how people carry themselves here, of course. But with my close Japanese friends, I'm just as comfortable speaking with them as I am my friends in the States, even if they don't speak any English at all. And I was trying to think of like which situations here in my daily life make me uncomfortable. What are they? And the first thing I thought of was like the gym. As much as I have friends at the gym, like kind of a community at the gym where I go to like an MMA gym, I've lately been trying to think about how I communicate with people there more. And I realized after a while that I was just kind of falling into like the bitch role again. Like I said, like I'm one of the youngest people at my gym. I'm one of the newer people there. And I've been listening to how the other young and new people communicate with the older people, and it's just like so respectful. It's so tight, so formal. Sounds kind of like a robot communicating. Like, I was listening to this dude, he's been there for like 2 years at this gym, but still he's like 20, 24, something like that. And most of the people that go there are like 40, 50. And I was just listening to his Japanese, analyzing it, trying to think of like, how respectful is he speaking to them? And he's basically like completely taking the bitch role. Like, I'm beneath you, I'm gonna use like the Keigo, like the super honorific Japanese to you, but they don't use it back to him. And coming along with all of this language stuff is also like acting more respectful, doing like the deeper bow, always nice. When someone compliments you, you're supposed to say like, oh no, that's not true. Like, you really have to be like on your P's and Q's, on your manners, especially when talking to someone who's like above you, and you're always thinking about like who's above you, who's below you. And I mean, that's not, someone could say like, oh, that's just this one guy. You don't have to be awkward just because this one guy is like acts like a robot or whatever. And then like you think about it, and it's like so many people, it's like the majority of the people, like that would be seen as like the correct way to act. And people always tell me it's different in different areas of the country. Like, once you get out of Tokyo, it's not this bad. I'd be willing to bet that it is like different, but still not like the same as like the West. Like, people still do think about it, just not quite as much as Tokyo probably. And it's like, I'm realizing that like all of the interactions that I have like that make me want to crawl out of my skin and jump in a tank of lemon juice. I hate it. I hate this thing where it's like, oh, you're above me, I'm below you. I have to kiss your ass, and then you get like, you use like, not disrespectful, but just like normal, casual language to me, and then I have to kiss your ass. It's so loud here. Like, there are planes flying by. There are these cicadas screeching here. I tried to find somewhere where I could take a video where like there weren't a bunch of people, so I just came to this park. and it's still loud as shit over here. It's like when I was at my part-time job, I was working it for like 6 months. I was really close with my boss. We would talk, like, we would exchange like dirty jokes. I would tell him like dirty American culture stuff. He would tell me shimoneta, like dirty Japanese jokes, slang, like for Japanese slang. We were pretty close. And one day I told him, like, I'm still kind of like confused about this Keigo stuff and like how I should like carry myself, like manners in the workplace. Like, can you tell me? And he was like, yeah, you know, like truthfully, like I wasn't trying to be rude, or I didn't want to like have to correct you, but truthfully, like you should, even though like we're close or whatever, if we're in the workplace, you still need to be like using all of this proper Japanese toward me. And I remember just thinking, like, that's kind of crazy, because at this point, it feels like he's one of my good friends, like good close friends. We're working together. We're on like the same team. I mean, he is my boss, but we're working for the same stuff every single day, helping each other, spending so many hours a day together for like 6 months. And still he was like, nah, like, really, I'm cool, I'm fine, but this doesn't really fly, at least in Tokyo, the way that you've been talking, using like this casual Japanese toward me. And I was like, wow. And then this other coworker I had also wasn't even above me. He was literally just a couple years older than me, in the same position that I was. Wasn't any type of manager or anything. And this one day he got angry because I wasn't using proper Japanese to him. I was using the casual form. And like most people don't tell you, they just like act weird, they get kind of standoffish or kind of cold, or they stop talking to you. But this guy like straight up told me, and he was like pissed off about it. And I was like, well, what the, does it really matter that much? And first I was like, wow, like I was so angry about it. And now I just realized like that is what it is. And I mean, it's not just the language, it's this whole idea of like people being above other people being below other people, always wondering about it, always thinking about it. And I always wonder if it's like Japanese people just don't care because like they just really don't care, like they're just okay with it, or it's just their culture and like that's ingrained in them, so they're not worried about it, they're not thinking about it that deeply, and that's just how it is. I bet it's like a little bit of a combination of the two. And of course, like my American mindset is always like, fuck the system, fuck people, like fuck the leaders, no authority, fuck you. So I always have these thoughts of like, who are you gonna, like, you're not above me just because your parents fucked before mine did. Your dad busted a creamy nut inside your mom, and then you were born before me, so now I have to kiss your ass for some reason. Like, you didn't do anything, like you didn't actually achieve anything, you didn't earn that, and now I have to kiss your ass. That's how it's gonna be. And I mean, more than the age thing, it's just this whole social status thing. Everybody's always worried about their social status. Everybody's always worried about who's above who's below who. I'm just like, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Like, I can't stand that. And not only do I just have like a bad feeling about it, like it just kind of annoys me sometimes. Like, I actually strongly believe that that's not the best way to go about progressing in society. Because if you think about it, if the default is to say that the person above is correct regardless, person below doesn't get to correct the person above, you're not actually favoring critical thinking and problem solving. What you're favoring is hierarchy. It's like the appeal to authority fallacy. For example, like there was this story, I don't remember where I read it, but there was this story of this like American guy or like foreign guy here, and he was trying to buy this piece of art at some exhibition, and the guy selling it told him like, sorry, I can't sell it to you. And the guy was like, why not? And the guy like wouldn't give him an answer. And then like somehow I think he like met up with the guy emailed him later, like the artist did, and he's like, well, I can't sell it to you because my sensei, who's above me, hasn't sold anything yet today, and if he hasn't sold anything yet, then I can't sell anything because that would be disrespectful to him. And I've heard similar stories, like people in college, professors, bosses at work, and it completely defeats the purpose, because the whole point of being a boss, being a professor, being a teacher, is it not to make your students learn, to allow growth, to teach people, to have people be better? Or is it just about like your ego making you seem great? It's not what it's about. And once you kind of start to notice how ingrained that is in like at least Tokyo society, because every time I say like blah 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 Japan, people are always like, that's just Tokyo, you need to move out of Tokyo. So maybe it is, guys. If you guys don't live in Tokyo, if you live somewhere else in Japan, please let me know, because maybe that's just where I belong and I would enjoy my time here a lot more. Which, by the way, I do love my life here in Japan. Like, it's sick, but I can't help but notice these things that are turning me off and make me want to move back home eventually. Like I said, I don't want people to get the wrong idea that I hate being here. Actually, like, I seriously love my life in Japan. I'm not one of those foreigners who's out here and just like hates it and wants to go home. Like, I need to make more videos about why I love it here, because I really do love it here. But like I just said, I know I'm not going to live here forever, and I've been thinking about it more lately. Like, why am I not going to be here forever? What is it that's bugging me? And I think that's the main thing, kind of, this whole respect your elders culture. You have this certain status in society, and it's very difficult to change it. In certain situations where it's just based on age, you can't change it at all. And yeah, that just turns me off. But anyways, I'm gonna get going here. The people are starting to stare at me in this park, so